Welcome back. Still tuned in to Salam Media, and this hour of news and views is sponsored by Africa Muslims Agency. Africa Muslims Agency, a beacon of hope to communities for 35 years in Africa and beyond. And from Africa Muslims Agency, Annabelle will be joined by Hafiz Hussain Choonara, who just returned from Lebanon a few days ago. And the Africa Muslims Agency team is doing some incredible work to try and mobilize aid and supporting the people of Lebanon, who I think, by now has been so well publicized that they are facing a very, very uncertain times, and the humanitarian need that already existed before this aggression by the Israeli occupying forces has now been exacerbated. Hussain Choonara is joining us via our virtual platform. Hussain, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Salam Media. Always a pleasure chatting to you.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to you, Salah, and to all the listeners and viewers of Salam Media.
I think maybe we can start by reflecting from your trip. I think the last time you and I spoke, you were still in Lebanon, mobilizing humanitarian aid, trying to set up some structures. And if you can just reflect from that, you're back in South Africa, but that whole trip, the intention of it, and what you observed during your stay there.
Yes, absolutely. AMA has a base in Lebanon. In a sense, our teams are on the ground. We have an office there. We have staff there. We're running different projects. I think most of the listeners or viewers would know of the Amman school that we run that provides education to Syrian and Palestinian refugees in Lebanon, as well as running bakeries. That provides thousands of loaves of bread to families and displaced families on a daily basis, alhamdulillah. And with the onset of what's happening currently, the team's just intensifying efforts. And I was joining our teams in Lebanon, going from shelter to shelter, visiting the displaced. There's more than 1 million people that are displaced in Lebanon right now, and that number just increases by the day, by the minute, and assisting as much as we can in providing emergency essentials to those who are displaced. So these people, who are coming from the south mainly, were in the comfort of their homes, sleeping in their beds, in their farms, and within minutes had to evacuate, take their clothes on their back, and jump in their vehicles or whatever means possible, and make their way further to the north or find kind of safety or shelter. But even in those safe areas right now, you're finding that people are not safe, and this is a situation right now. Seeing on the streets the hundreds and thousands of vehicles driving in different directions, but people sitting on the rooftops with mattresses, holding whatever they can, walking into the shelters, meeting families in the classrooms of schools that have become now shelters. I met a mother who was a few days ago living in her home, today sleeping on the classroom floor, waiting for a handout. Another classroom I walked in, I saw a young baby in a crib, no milk, no diapers, no nappies, and just the classroom becomes that home now for these displaced families.
And I think what really is interesting and stands out for me is the timing of your stay in Lebanon, right? It's almost at a beginning of what happened in Gaza. So it almost mirrors what people would have witnessed when the 7th of October started, when there were alarms being sounded, people were scrambling, to try and evacuate and find safe places. How's that being there in real time, compared to being here in South Africa and hearing about it, but just seeing the shift in the country literally before your eyes, that, in a few weeks, all of this might be flattened out and these people might not have anywhere else to go. I'm sure it must be something so surreal, to find yourself in.
Absolutely. It is absolutely heart-wrenching to see, like you said, to see a place built up in its own way, with its own history and culture, and people just going on day by day. Within minutes, infrastructure destroyed, people displaced from all walks of life, displaced by the millions, trying to find refuge. And you're right, it's the beginning. We made dua to Allah for this to stop, to end, so that people can just go back home or whatever's left of their homes, but to have a life of dignity and they did not become another Gaza. And right now, as we're seeing, of course, with the news coming through overnight, our teams are on the ground. Today, our teams are going from shelter to shelter, visiting the displaced, trying to assist as many as possible with emergency essentials. Because right now, people are hungry, people need food, people need hygiene kits, people need diapers, milk. This is the need, and this need grows by the hour. And our teams are assessing and trying to assist. But you're right, standing in those areas and hearing the sounds go off, seeing the people storming in vehicle by vehicle with whatever they have, seeing our mothers, our children, see our babies, our fathers standing in queues, not knowing what the outcome will be, not knowing what tomorrow will hold, just for now to say, hey, look, can I just have a place to sleep, a mattress? Can I get some milk for my child? So you see it in front, first hand is surreal. But it reminds us that what more that we have to respond and do more. Yes, we can have an opinion of what's happening, but what's happening is happening, and we have to respond to assist as many people as possible, inshallah.
And speaking of responding, and I think this might be interesting for our audience to try and understand and figure out responding during a crisis, essentially logistically, how difficult it is, because essentially I'm imagining pandemonium. Everyone is just scrambling around trying to find a safe place. You have other places that have already been struck by the air raids. Right now we're hearing that Israel has boots on the ground now, and operating in that space as a humanitarian organization. Just logistically, how much does it take?
Brother Cerello, we're not doing enough. We might think we're there on the front line, we're witnessing, we're seeing what's happening, but wallahi, we are not doing enough for the people in Gaza and in Lebanon. We need to do more. And seeing the pandemonium, you realize that Allah is testing them with difficulty, but Allah is testing you and me and every single listener right now with ease. Allah is testing us with ease. We know what we have. We have a roof over our head. We're able to see our families, alhamdulillah. We're able to go places and enjoy. What we need to respond by coming to their assistance, not because Allah needs us to respond, but because we have to respond more for ourselves, because we want ummah. They're no different from us. So witnessing firsthand, I get a feeling inside of me that I need to stay. I need to be here. I need to help more, even if it's just one more person, one more mother, one more baby that we can assist, inshallah. And that is our plea to the masses out there. Our teams are on the ground today, going from shelter to shelter, trying to assist as many people as possible. And we're pleading, we're begging, please, come to the assistance of the Lebanese people, of the people in Gaza. We have many initiatives around the country. Offices are open. Our updates are coming live on social media from the ground. And we want you to join Africa Muslims Agency to say, I want to support one family, irrespective of the amount. Whatever's in your heart, Allah place immense barakah in your niyyah, that thousands benefit, inshallah. Whether you're supporting towards medical treatment or a blanket, or to food. Sometimes it's not the tangibles. We look at the tangibles of a blanket and how many food hampers but it's not that. It's what you don't see that's important. What is that mother feeling right now who was yesterday sleeping in her home, today on a floor of a classroom? That baby who doesn't know what's happening, but doesn't have that comforting touch of a mother, maybe because the mother has passed away. So I plead, I beg every single one of you, join AMA. Our teams are on the ground in Gaza, in Lebanon, and assist as many people as possible, inshallah.
I mean, and I think this is where we're going to leave it, Brother Hussain. Jazakallah so much for giving us your time. And as you mentioned, we can all contribute in whatever little way that we have. We understand that, situation is difficult for everyone right now, but we are blessed, as you mentioned. We have roofs over our heads, and people are living in Lebanon, in Gaza, with that uncertainty of what might happen tomorrow. So really appreciate your time. Those that want to get involved in the different campaigns, where can they find African Muslims Agency, and how can they go about it?
Please visit our website, africamuslimsagency.co.za. Connect with any of our offices around South Africa, or on our website. Live updates from the ground in Lebanon, from our teams in Lebanon, as well as in Gaza, on social media. DM us if you'd like to attach your business, your student council, your family name, to supporting as a collective through crowdfunding, whatever means possible. Please DM us, call us. Inshallah, Allah reward every single one of you, accept your niyyah. Allah return the people from Lebanon back to their homes, in their respective homes in Lebanon, as well as in Gaza, inshallah.
I mean, Hafiz Hussain Choonara, Regional Manager at Africa Muslims Agency. Really appreciate you giving us your time. And always a pleasure chatting to you.
Jazakallah for having us. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh, there you have it. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, news and views continues after this.